I would like to extend a warm welcome to some of our amazing lawyers from Osuji Smith who facilitate this program that are linked in today. Mr. Chuck Dimiri, Gia Giovanni, Lucy Mensah, Joshua Williams, my fellow program director, Shika, and Christy Eze, and a lot of others. Thank you so much for joining us. So first of all, I would like to talk a little bit about myself. As you can see from the slide, I'll share my journey a bit. I was called to the Nigerian bar, and Canada is now the 5th country that I've lived in. Lived in the UK and lived in India as well. Prior to moving to Canada,
You got muted.
You're muted again.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So I was working as an in-house counsel in Oman. It's near Dubai, a leading oil and gas exploration company. Actually, it was the largest company. It is the largest oil and gas company in Oman. My role involved managing the termination of a multi-billion-dollar termination project that occurred. And I also had some in-house counsel duties. I was also part of some significant projects for the company, which is made up of 66 nationalities and over 6,000 staff. I helped revitalize diversity and equity and inclusion initiatives. And I was part of the team that facilitated the company's submission into the United Nations Global Compact Initiative. But when I left Oman and I came into Canada, transitioning to the legal field was a challenge, not just in navigating the NCA process, but in gaining practical legal experience, right? To getting back into the legal world here in Canada. Fortunately, one legend around here, I don't know, you may have heard of him. His name is Bruce Randall. He was the executive director of CRAC, an organization that helped bridge relationships between internationally trained professionals and cargo employers. He introduced me to Mr. Charles Osuji. So I contacted Mr. Osuji, expressing my interest in volunteering in his firm, so at least I can know what's behind the curtain. And after a detailed email application, he got back to me and he told me that he had space for one day for me to volunteer. I was taken aback. Just one day. I didn't care about getting paid, but that was all the space that he had. But I seized the opportunity. And from the initial day one, I was fully committed. And within a month, Mr. Osuji graciously informed me that I was going to be articling at the firm. And then I articled here, I got called to bar here, and I got retained as a barrister and solicitor here, as an associate lawyer here. And now I serve as a director of the Foot in the Door program. And as you can see on the slide, my practice areas are employment law, family law, civil litigation, wills and estate, business and commercial law. So I'm so thrilled to be here. It's been an incredible journey. As a person, I do not waste time in frivolous pursuits. As lawyers, we're very busy. So why am I so committed to the Foot in the Door program? Why did Charles have to initiate the Foot in the Door program? Why do we have so many lawyers in our firm so dedicated to this program? That's what I'm going to tell you right now. But before that, let us talk a little bit about our Osuji and Smith family. Move to the next slide, please, Vincent. So this is our family, Osuji and Smith Lawyers. We provide excellent legal advice in employment law, civil litigation, business and corporate law, wills and estate, and so on. We're a medium-sized law firm with over 40 diverse staff members, collectively speaking more than 20 languages. Our age range spans from staff in their 20s to 70s, reflecting our commitment to inclusivity. Fun fact, our firm has garnered over 40 local and international awards for excellence in various legal areas. and we're proud to be one of the largest BIPOC-owned law firms in Canada. We are a wonderful family. As you can see, FIDI vision statement is the initiative is being set up primarily to open a gateway for internationally trained lawyers in Canada to seamlessly integrate into mainstream legal practice by introducing them to the practice of law in Alberta and helping them network and establish their foot in the door. So this is what the Foot in the Door program is designed for. To prepare you for the articling process, a crucial step toward becoming a licensed lawyer in Canada. So why do we need the Foot in the Door initiative? The next slide, please. So first of all, it's designed to provide the Canadian context. It helps you in your journey to becoming a lawyer in Canada, like we said. And obviously, it opens the gateway for you to seamlessly integrate into mainstream legal practice in Canada. Please go to the next slide, please. So let's take each one at a time, providing the Canadian context. Many internationally trained lawyers excel in their home countries, but they do lack that familiarity with Canadian legal nuances. Students attending law school in Canada have the chance to volunteer at law firms during summer, which is a valuable opportunity. But naturally, many of these students are born and raised here, giving them an innate understanding of Canadian culture and work dynamics. However, the challenge arises in how to effectively communicate and write in a manner that resonates with Canadian clients if you're a foreign trained lawyer, right? So how do you speak and write in a way that Canadian clients can relate to? These subtle nuances could be challenging to grasp, and unfortunately, many law firms lack the resources, the time, the patience, and even the motivation to provide comprehensive training in this aspect. So let me clarify something important quickly. It's not about having a foreign accent, it's about effectively communicating with the Canadian audience. So for instance, I've said this story before, a highly accomplished Nigerian lawyer with a PhD said that when he first arrived in Canada, his mentor advised him that while his writing was impeccable, his written and spoken words were too formal for Canadian clients. So he was encouraged to adjust his language to be more informal, to ensure better client engagement. So maybe dumb it down a bit. So this story serves as a reminder that communication styles vary across cultures. So what may work in one context might not be effective in another. So imagine going into an interview and using complex language, thinking it showcases your capabilities, but in reality, it hinders your connection with potential employers. So it's crucial to adapt your communication style to resonate effectively with Canadian audience, and volunteering at the FIDI program will help you bridge this gap, preparing you to communicate effectively with the Canadian clients and employers and other lawyers. So another thing it does too is our program does is expose you to various aspects of Canadian law. Our diverse practice areas as Osuji Smith provides insights into different legal areas, helping you identify your strengths and preferences really quickly. So for instance, let's say you disliked litigation practice in your home country because of the way it worked. But you could easily be exposed to how litigation works here, and you may decide really quickly that you're willing to go into litigation here in Canada. Without the opportunity to volunteer, this is something that you could not have known, right? So this is a good thing. The Canadian work experience, providing the Canadian work experience. Having practical Canadian work experience enhances your employability and speeds up your career progression for sure. Sadly, Canadian employers often undervalue previous international experience. You could be a professor, a judge, doesn't matter. So having Canadian work experience in your resume can significantly elevate your chances of getting a job in the legal field. For instance, simply stating that you assisted lawyers in drafting pleadings at a Canadian law firm puts you ahead of the curve. So Canadian work experience is truly invaluable in this landscape. It is gold. Networking opportunities. Now, networking plays a crucial role in job opportunities worldwide. We all know that. In addition to your skill, it is also who you know, right? It's especially vital here in Canada. So how do you get to know people in Canada when you've only just arrived? Many of you or many of us without family or friends, it is by joining volunteer organizations. So it is one of the most effective ways to expand your network and to forge meaningful connections. I heard of someone who got an amazing law position from volunteering at a soup kitchen because the person who was volunteering next to him worked there. So in the FIDI program, we'll assist you with introducing you to volunteer opportunities where you'll be able to expand your network for sure. And then the confidence boost, right? Completing the FIDI program instills confidence, which just shines through in interviews and your professional interactions. So that is why we need the Foot in the Door initiative. Let's go to the next slide so that I can tell you what the different components of the FIDI program are. So you have to attend, you'll be attending client consultations, right? Consultation or client interview is the first time a client encounters a lawyer. This is when the client tells the lawyer about their legal issues and the lawyer provides legal advice. Now, let me share an anecdote about the power of empathy from a lawyer in conducting consultations. Perhaps if you come from a country like the UK, clients will be more impressed by the legalese and the direct approach in speaking to a client, right? But not so in Canada. Clients here prioritize empathy. The first time I attended a consultation with Charles Osuji as a volunteer, I immediately saw one of the reasons why he was so successful and why his firm was so successful. It was his outstanding empathy. The knowledge of the law is not sufficient. So I learned that impressing clients doesn't require using complex language. In fact, simplicity often resonates better. So mastering the art of simplifying complex legal concepts is a valuable skill that takes time to develop. And it involves putting clients at ease when you explain legal strategies in a straightforward way. And the lawyers at OSL have mastered this art. And if you volunteer here, you have the opportunity to learn from them and to see how you can connect with diverse clients in your practice of law. The next slide, please. Assisting designated lawyers with legal work. As I said earlier, employers value Canadian work experience, and the FIDI gives you that, making you a competitive candidate in the job market. So you'll be guided to assist lawyers with preparing legal documents like pleadings, briefs, claims, etc. Templates and sample documents will be provided to you, and you'll also be able to attend court proceedings with designated lawyers, either remotely or in person if required. And what are the key outcomes there? You learn how to conduct legal research and prepare pleadings and briefs the Canadian way. So being familiar with the courts and court proceedings is what you get out of this program, and that puts you ahead of the curve for sure. So let's go to the next component, the next slide. Networking in Alberta. I've talked about this before. So the essential component here is that you will be exposed to not-for-profit organizations, municipal bodies, and legal clinics. These include Legal Aid Alberta, Pro Bono Law Alberta, Calgary Region Immigrant Employment Council, CRAC, where I met Mr. Randall at the earliest time of my career. And you'll be given opportunities to interact with guest speakers, renowned lawyers, law professors in Canada through organized seminars conducted remotely or in person. And what's the outcome? Developing and fostering a meaningful professional network in Canada. Mentorship is a cornerstone of FIDI, providing you that guidance and support as you navigate the legal profession in Canada. So we would expose you to that. It is gold. Perfect. So let's go to the next one, the next slide. liaison, developing your professional personal development, excuse me. So what are the essential component details of this? You'll be expected to participate in organized mock trials and moot court sessions with lawyers in our office boardroom. You'll be assisted with preparing for articling interviews. You attend lunch and learns in various aspects of legal practice. And of course, this would help you familiarize yourself with courtroom etiquette and procedures. You learn how to prepare and present legal arguments and definitely expand your knowledge of Canadian law. So that is one of the components. Let's go to the next one. Thank you. So you would liaise with legal assistant and our paralegal, the legal assistant and our paralegal team. The essential components there are, first of all, our legal assistants are amazing. They're proficient. They're very professional. So most of the court procedures, the legal documentations that are needed are prepared by them. So we learn from them and you learn from them. And this puts you ahead of the curve for sure. And they also assist in helping you learn that Canadian workplace culture. So that is the full-bodied exposure that you will get. One of our senior associates, Mr. Chuck Dimiri, always says he would not know his left from his right without his legal assistant, and we all agree with him. So while waiting for an articling position as well, or while writing the NCA, many FIDI participants have secured great legal assistant roles. We have one of our recent graduate, in fact, our most recent graduate, her name is Pavit. She secured a role as a legal assistant at Cahin Law Firm. And she told me specifically it was because of her involvement in FIDI. She said before now she's been sending resumes, nobody called her, nobody emailed her back. But as soon as she had FIDI in her resume, she was called and she secured the job. So that's amazing. So this will lead me directly to the next slides just to see how we've come so far, right? So for FIDI participants, we have had over 200 participants pass through Osuji Smith doors. Thank you, Charles Osuji. And they have secured positions, articling positions quicker. They have thriving legal careers. They are working with a variety of talented lawyers from around the world and giving back to the community. We're so happy to do that. Now, I want us to go to the next slide so that I could show you some testimonials that we have. We have a lot, but I want to highlight this one from the few that I selected here. So for instance, we have Christy Eze. She's a brilliant lawyer with over 20 years of experience in Nigeria. She's a chartered arbitrator and she holds a master's degree from the UK. However, when she arrived in Canada, she had no callbacks for articling positions at all. FIDI gave her the opportunity. And this is what she says: I am immensely grateful for the transformation experience provided by the Foot in the Door initiative, specifically the impactful mentorship of Charles Osuji, the founder of FIDI. To my fellow internationally trained lawyers, your expertise is not just recognized but celebrated by FIDI, serving as the bridge to attaining the elusive Canadian experience. I am thrilled to be part of this incredible journey. Then we do have Yan Wang here. She is from China. She is at the University of Calgary taking the NCA program. She says, as recommended to the FIDI she was recommended to the FIDI program and had been pleasantly surprised by the warm welcome and supportive atmosphere. The lawyers have been invaluable mentors, offering guidance and insights that have already fueled my personal growth and development. I'm absolutely thrilled to join the program. Good. So we have Gavir and Deepak as well. You can see their testimonials on our website. They also immediately got articling positions right after they joined after they had volunteered in the FIDI program. I cannot list the success stories. There's so many. You can go to the Osuji Smith website. You can go to the FIDI website. So we are so proud to give back through FIDI so that many of us do not face challenges that many of you do not change the challenges that many of us face. So a huge shout out to Charles Osuji and the phenomenal lawyers at Osuji Smith Lawyers that facilitate this program for us. Let's go to the next slide so you see how to apply. So if you want to apply to the Osuji and to the FIDI program, you can send an email to our program coordinator, Yasmin Dala at fidi@osujiansmith.ca. Hit us on social media. We have LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram. You can hook us, you can send us direct messages there, and then you can go to our website at fidi.osujiansmith.ca, go to how to apply, and you can apply there. The program is flexible, it's 3 months, and you can work for as minimum as 9 hours a week. It could be a full day or a half day. So thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to tell you about the FIDI program. We are coming to you live from our state-of-the-art office, and our IT guy, Vincent, would like to show you quickly our office, and then Charles Osuji will say something to you quickly as well. Charles Osuji, are you ready?
Yes, I'm right here.
Okay, your video is off.
Oh. All right, wonderful. Morning, everyone. Good afternoon or good evening, wherever you are listening from. Julie, thank you so much for the kind introduction to FIDI. Juliette represents that 1 out of 10 in the Bible that came back with gratitude and being a part of the movement. And at some point in our professional journeys, we have to focus on impact and significance, and that's what FIDI is doing right now. I recall helping so many people get called to the bar in the last 5 years, maybe about 30, but I realized that is very limited. We could actually do this in a way that creates more impact. The plan for FIDI is to partner with as many firms as possible across the country so that what is happening at Osuji Smith will be happening in 20 firms, 30 firms, 50 firms. Imagine a situation where we have 40 to 50 law firm partners across the country catering to internationally trained lawyers. Sometimes all that we need as internationally trained lawyers is an opportunity to showcase our talent, an opportunity to let the firm know what we bring to the table. And that's what FIDI does. FIDI is a reflection of my personal journey. Regardless of how well I thought I did in law school, I was humbled when nobody called me back for interviews. Hundreds of applications, no call back, until I got an opportunity to article under Mr. Smith. The moment I got my footing, I realized that there is a problem that nobody's talking about. People are talking about a problem, but there's no solution. Canada keeps talking about giving internationally trained talents opportunity to immigrate to Canada, but there isn't really any meaningful conversation about integration. So there's a lot of chat on immigration, but not integration. So you have the professional coming to the country. What next? How do you get them to access Canadian experience? It's unfortunate that more than 60% of law firm owners don't even know about the NCA process. They don't even know about the qualification process, which is really unfortunate. You apply to a law firm with your international degree, and they're not sure what to do with it. They're not sure whether you merit an opportunity. They don't know what that licensing qualification process looks like. This is where FIDI comes to play. FIDI is the first of its kind in Canada, which is unfortunate given how much internationally trained lawyers are bringing to the table every day. We're looking to start a conversation nationwide with FIDI. We're looking to have FIDI replicated across the country. FIDI also helps those who help themselves. I have to make that very clear. Once you get your foot in the door, it's now up to you to sit, up to you to stand, up to you to hustle. FIDI can only give you access and nothing more than that. You have access to the lawyers within the firm. You have access to experience. You have access to confidence. You have access to how things are done in terms of practice. What you do with all of that is completely up to you. I've seen a few students come into the program and you could just see that they are not hustlers. They're looking for opportunities to come to them. They're looking for projects to come to them. I've also seen many students, 99% of them, hustle for work, hustle for connection with lawyers, put themselves in lawyers' calendars, right? That is what FIDI does. FIDI gives you access, gives you a foot in the door. What you do in the room now depends on you. You have to maximize that opportunity. And to wrap up, I'm challenging the 85 people listening to me today and those who would watch this video once it's circulated online to, when you get your foot in the door and maybe you create your own space, I want you to give back. I want you to be a part of the solution. I want you to be mindful of those who have come before you, who have created an opportunity for you. Replicate, double, triplicate, whatever the word is, that opportunity, and make sure that others coming after you have more convenient and less, friction journey that you did. That is the anatomy of growth. That is how growth happens, when people coming after us make the journey easier for those coming after them. So that is my challenge. That's all I am asking from those who will be participating in this program. Make sure you give back when you have the opportunity to do so. Special thanks to Juliette, Shika, Yasmin, Christy, Joshua, Lucy, everybody on my team who is helping with this opportunity, helping with this project, building it up. I'm not doing much anymore. Juliette and her team, they're taking it forward, and that is really how it's supposed to be. I also want to appreciate Ammar for all he does for international trained lawyers. The very first time I believe what Juliette was telling me about Ammar, there were tears in her eyes, and Christy, because of the impact that he's made in people's international trained lawyers' journey to Canadian experience. So Ammar, thank you for everything. We'll continue to partner with you. We'll continue to give you a platform at Osuji Smith because we buy in to what you're doing. We key into what you're doing. And to those who are participating, who are part of this conversation today, thank you very much. I hope you take what we've shared today to others. In Canada, if you don't have information, your journey might be twice as hard, okay? I was having a chat with one of my students yesterday who for the first time became aware that you could actually be called to the bar in Alberta and then register to practice anywhere in the country. That information didn't come to her 2 years after she came to Canada. Something so simple, but quite significant. And the way she had access to that information because she was connected to a fellow FIDI candidate. So information is very important. I hope the folks who are here are able to share this opportunity to so many. There are so many people out there looking for an opportunity to get into a space where they are recognized as lawyers, where they're treated as lawyers, where they're given mentorship and give an opportunity to grow. It just helps in the journey. It helps when you get a lot of rejection from so many places. You come to a community that understands your journey, understands your plight, understands what you're going through. The fact that you've grown professionally elsewhere and now you come to a new country all of a sudden, all of those accolades are stripped away from you, all of that identity is stripped away from you. But you come to a community that really understands that. I understand that because I am you. You are myself. And that is what this program is all about. I don't want to take much of the time from Ammar's tutoring today. Vincent is going to show us around, right, Julie? The office.
Yes, Vincent is we have a ton of people also attending in person, which is amazing. But for those of you online, Vincent is going to do a quick tour of the office, just a little bit. So Vincent, are you ready?
I am ready, and I just wanted to mention that there are some questions on the chat. I'm not sure if you would like to answer those questions first, or I can do the tour and then to answer on the Zoom chat. There are a couple of questions.
Yeah, we're answering them. Is it possible to make your screen the main screen so people can see what you're
Actually, I can make my screen, but I just want to go out of my office. Give me a second.
Okay.
And the tour is gonna start.
Yes.
Okay. So I already prepared everything. This is our boardroom.
So that is our boardroom. Can you make your screen the main screen? Because I just see it as a small screen.
Oh, people can
Or
pin.
pin him. Okay,
Yeah,
you can
people can
pin
just pin him,
Vincent.
yeah.
Vincent, the office storage, please pin him so you can see. Yeah,
Yes,
so
please.
so he's showing the
boardroom
right now.
Okay. Because I didn't want to make this device as the main screen presenter. And then we have one area
that
where
is
the
one of
FIDI.
the areas where you volunteer as a FIDI student.
Yes. Good morning. Good morning.
You can see some of them there right now.
Yes. Okay.
Vincent, can you go to the second FIDI room?
Yes, absolutely. And then I can come back.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yes. So Juliette, feel free to explain or to talk.
Okay, so we're walking. So we have two large areas in this location for FIDI students to volunteer, and this is one of the areas. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm coming back now.
Yeah. It's very proud of this office. Beautiful state-of-the-art office. We feel very cool coming to work every day. And yeah, that is the second space. We have some people there right now. This is our reception area. We do a lot of activities here. We have enough space to take 1,800 people for work-related activities and social activities as well. Okay. So Vincent is going to be taking you up the stairs, and you're going to see something amazing. On the wall there, we call it our wall of calls. So these are the people that have passed through the Osuji and Smith doors. They articled in this firm. Believe it or not, this is not all of it. We still have pictures that we need to put up. So as you come up the stairs, you see the photos of everyone who have been called to the bar. A fun fact is that about 10 people that was called to the bar at our firm all passed through the FIDI program. So that's amazing. So now Vincent is upstairs where you have the lawyers' offices, and he is going past the library area, the upstairs lobby, and he is going to be, so that's our library, the upstairs lobby. And then he's going into Chelsea's office right now, where Chelsea is speaking to you from.
Good morning.
Yeah. So there you go. And then he's going to be working. So those are our lawyers' offices. You can see down the hallway, we have all the offices, and he is coming towards me, I think. Yeah. Hi, everyone. Yeah. So good to see you. Thank you, Vincent. So we just wanted to give you a bit of an overview of where you'll be volunteering from if you do volunteer with us. Just want to say thank you again to Mr. Ammar, for giving us the opportunity to speak to the students who really need it the most. You are doing an incredible, phenomenal job for internationally trained lawyers here. You're beyond an NCA teacher. You're also a therapist. You calm us down when the exams are coming. You do so much for us. Thank you so much. And Charles Osuji, there are no words. Thank you so much for what you've done for us and you continue to do.
Thank you, Juliette, for conducting a wonderful session. Thank you, Charles Osuji, for providing us an opportunity. Thank you to all the 92 foreign trained lawyers who are ambitious. All of them, they want to be lawyers in Canada. All of us do our best. Charles Osuji, you are the role model for all of us. All of us look towards you. A few years back, maybe you were just one of us. As you rightly said, you identify yourself with us and we identify ourselves with us. Such a big number of following and attending the session is a proof that you are doing a great job. Now we will be ending the recording and then a few guests participants are here. If Juliette and Charles, if you would like to come down and then meet those participants, those foreign lawyers who are interested in signing up for your FIDI program. Thank you, everyone. We will end this session here. And then after 5 minutes, we will be starting our regular tutoring session for the Canadian constitutional law. And I will post my meeting ID in our regular WhatsApp group.
Thank you, Ammar. I'm just going to take 10 seconds to answer some questions I saw in the chat. We are still working on our online participation for those that are outside of Alberta. We're working on creating that platform for those who are not in Calgary, Alberta, to participate. So watch out for that. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. Bye, everyone. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, Vincent. Now you can stop the recording. Or Charles, would you like to address the questions online while it is being recorded?
Yes, I have addressed the question. I think the question was mostly about online participation and those outside of Alberta applying. We are still developing a platform for online participation through FIDI. That would be happening before end of the year.
So if any member has any question, either you can contact directly Juliette, or you can also note down my number 403-848-0200. I repeat, 403-848-0200. You can also directly contact the office of Mr. Charles Osuji, or you can also contact Juliette, my colleague. With that, Vincent, you can stop the recording because this session we have now concluded that session. Thank you.